All right, let's jump right into Genesis chapter 9. I mean, think about it. The world has just been wiped clean by the Great Flood. Humanity gets a total do-over, all starting with one family. We're going to break down the new rules for living, an absolutely incredible divine promise, and a pretty shocking family drama that honestly sets the stage for so much of what comes next.
So, the floodwaters are gone, the ark is landed on dry ground, and the big question is, now what? I mean, what do you do? Well, this chapter is the answer. It lays out the foundational rules and the promises that are going to shape this brand new post-flood world.
So the very first thing we see is God laying out a completely new blueprint for life on Earth. And this isn't just picking up where things left off. Nope, this is a hard reset with totally new terms of engagement, new relationships between humans, animals, and God himself.
And the first directive out of the gate is this one. Now, if that sounds familiar, it should. It's a powerful echo of the original creation story in Genesis 1. It's this command to get back to it, to repopulate the earth. It's all about a fresh start, a new beginning on a totally clean slate.
You can almost think of this as a new operating system for humanity. So first up, the whole relationship with the animal kingdom changes. From now on, they're going to fear humans. Second, the menu expands. Meat is officially on the table now, not just plants. But, and this is a huge but, it comes with a strict condition. You can't consume the blood, which the text basically says is the animal's life force. And finally, a really profound new law for people, a life for a life.
So why such a heavy penalty? Well, the text lays it out plain and simple. Human life is incredibly valuable. Why? Because humans are made in the image of God. That's the reason. The act of murder is so serious that it demands the ultimate price. This really establishes a core principle of justice for this new world.
Okay, so we've got the new rules of engagement. But now, the chapter pivots. It moves away from laws and regulations to something, well, much bigger. Something grander and more universal. A divine promise given to all of creation.
Now, before we go any further, it's really important we're on the same page about this word covenant. This isn't just a casual promise. Think of it more like a solemn, rock-solid, binding contract. And in this case, it's a one-sided promise from God that doesn't depend on what humans do or don't do. And get this. This covenant isn't just a deal for Noah and his family. The promise is explicitly made to all their descendants, yep, that means all of us, and to every single living creature on earth forever. It's just massive in its scope.
So let's break down the actual terms. The promise is simple and it's absolute. God will never again hit the reset button with a flood that destroys all life. It's an everlasting, unbreakable promise, and it provides this baseline of stability and security for the entire world. And here it is, the iconic symbol that everybody knows. The rainbow is set up as the physical sign of this whole agreement. It's this beautiful, visible reminder, for us, and as the text says, for God too, of this everlasting promise to never again destroy the world with water.
All right, so we just had this incredible, beautiful, cosmic-level promise, and then, bam, the story takes a sharp, sudden turn. It zooms in from this huge, universal scale to a deeply personal, kind of messy family conflict that's going to have some serious consequences. So here's how the scene is set. Noah, the hero of the flood, is now described as a man of the soil. He plants a vineyard, makes some wine from his harvest, and, well, he gets drunk and passes out in his tent. And it's this moment of vulnerability that just opens the door for everything that happens next.
What follows are two totally different reactions from Noah's sons. Ham sees his father's condition, and he goes outside to tell his brothers, almost like he's spreading gossip. But Shem and Japheth, they do the complete opposite. They take a garment, and they walk in backwards so they don't see their father's shame, and they cover him up. It's this powerful act of respect. The text really highlights this stark contrast.
So when Noah wakes up and realizes what happened, he issues this powerful proclamation. Now this is crucial. The curse isn't put on Ham directly. It's placed on his son, Canaan, who is cursed to be a slave to his relatives. But on the flip side, Shem is blessed through his relationship with God, and Japheth is blessed with expansion and prosperity.
Okay, that was a lot to unpack, right? We've got new rules, a global covenant, and this intense family drama. So let's pull back and look at the big picture. What are the most important things we should really take away from this chapter?
When you boil it down, this chapter really does four huge things. First, it completely redefines humanity's place in the natural world. Second, it establishes a core legal principle about how precious human life is.
Third, it gives us this incredible promise of stability for the whole planet, symbolized by that rainbow. And fourth, it tells a very raw, very human story about family, respect, and consequences that are said to echo for generations.
So I want to leave you with this question. Genesis 9 gives us this perfect, divine promise of peace and stability right alongside this flawed, messy, human story of family conflict. What does that contrast tell us about the nature of new beginnings? Are they always this mix of the ideal and the all-too-human? It's definitely something to think about.